Hi, it's Barbara Greenlee. Today we are doing a alcohol ink technique card. So using the artistically inked stamp set. This is a fun technique on vellum with your Stampin' Blends. So let's get started. Okay, so this is our alcohol ink technique. I did this for my club in July, which is this month. And what they get at club is we do a large regular size card, and they get a technique sample and a little technique write-up for their technique journal. So, and they love that. So let's do the technique. This is the card we're going to make, and this technique is in vellum. So it's vellum cardstock, which is a higher quality vellum than what you get elsewhere. Stampin' Up's vellum cardstock is nice and sturdy. It's still going to curl because we're going to get it all wet, but so here's what we're going to need. We're going to need Stampin' Blends, the vellum cardstock, and at least 90% rubbing alcohol. So I've got some of that right here in this glass. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to scribble some Stampin' Blends on our vellum. Then you're going to just drip some alcohol along the edge. You want to go around the edge so that you soften the edges of this. Then after you get the edges, then you can drip some in the middle. You want to use a straw to spread it out. It's also going to dry it some when you blow on it. So that's so cool. Then we're going to add some yellow. Let's put some yellow up at the top and a little at the bottom here. You do one color at a time. Since I did yellow in two places, I'm going to do that separately. So when I have more control, I don't want it drying how I don't want it to be while I'm doing the other side. So, okay, let's see. That's pretty good. It didn't come up to meet the other color though. Let me put a little more. I want the colors to kind of blend together. That's better. Okay, now let's do some shaded spruce. This was Daffodil Delight, and I'm using the dark of all three of these colors. So this is dark shaded spruce. Put some of that in the corner. Drip around the edge. And some in the middle. Okay, that's pretty cool. And then we're going to let this dry for a minute while we do some other parts of the card. So I've got a Magenta Madness card base. So we're going to fold that in half. Then we are going to use a piece of 4 1/4 by 4 basic white, and this should be dry by now. It dries pretty quickly. We're going to use glue dots in the corners. To stick this down. And I've got this funky roll that's got the glue dots on the wrong side. They had one production run that put the glue dots on the, rolled the wrong direction. And I happened to get one of those. But they said, don't worry, it was only that one shipment. Let's see, I wanted the green down in this corner. So then you're just going to glue dot this down. And I forgot I might want to put a glue dot or two in the middle as well. I'll just use my take or pick tool for that. Only one in the middle is fine. Okay. All right, so there is the artwork, and then we are just going to tape that onto the card. Okay, then I've got some sequins from the Artistry, I think it's called Artistry Blooms. Yeah, Artistry Blooms adhesive back sequins. I love these things. Yeah, this color. I've got 1, 2, 3. It's like I don't have enough of the big ones, so I'll use the little ones. Just going to cover up those glue dots with sequins. Okay. And I also put some sequins on the sample too. It's from the same pack as the blue ones. Okay, so that looks a little plain without anything else on it. So now I'm going to go die cut this big flower out of the Artistry dies. And I've got this 4x4 piece of basic black that I want to turn into a sticker because it's just easier that way. So I'm just going to put the adhesive sheet backing on there, and then I will go die cut this. Okay. So that is die cut. Let's see, we're not going to need that. I think this is just going to pop right out of there. So I'm just going to peel this out of this. It tends to kind of stay in the background piece when you do the adhesive backing. And then when you pull it off, most of your pieces will stay behind, which is nice. Because then you don't have very many pieces that you have to see how much of that stayed behind. So we'll have a few pieces that you have to pull out. So that is all. I think I got all the little pieces. Okay, so now I am going to just stick this down. And I have one more piece to die cut. So this is using the Stitch rectangle dies. Okay, that's going to go on the front with, it's getting crowded. So this is going to go on the front with a couple of dimensionals. And we'll just put it down here. Don't want to cover up too much of that pretty. And then we've got some open weave ribbon. And this is a polished pink, which even though this is Magenta Madness, it matches really well. So this is my little bow maker tool, and I've got a whole video showing you how to do this, so you can just go watch that video. It's in my playlist. I also show you how to make this tool. So this bow is just going to be stuck on with a glue dot. Up here at the top. Give it a trim. Okay, that's pretty good. I think that's everything. Oh, I got to do the inside and the envelope. Okay, so I've got this cool like ink blot stamp from the set, and the magenta ink. So we're just going to put that on the inside and then do the same thing on the envelope. We'll just stamp the flap. There we go. So there's our envelope. And then put this on the inside. Okay, so that's all done. Here was the sample again. I hope you enjoyed that video. Please give me a like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.